Okay. Well, I want to welcome each one of you to the call tonight. My name is Brenda Proctor, and I am so delighted to see all your beautiful faces that have joined us tonight. And I know we'll probably have a few more. You know, there's a lot of things that you could be doing tonight, especially in this holiday, in your health and in the health of your family. I think if there's one thing we've learned in 2020, it's that good health is a priority. Actually, health truly is wealth. So just thank you for this commitment that you've made tonight. And I promise you're going to be so glad you did. Because I got to tell you, you're in for a real treat. I've heard each one of these stories before, and I cannot wait to hear them again. I'm a retired public school reading teacher. And so in my life, stories rule. And I used to tell the kids, facts tell, but stories dwell. Stories stay with us. And so the stories that you hear tonight, I know, are going to make a difference in your life, and they're going to come back to you, which is such a wonderful thing. And each one of these stories, these lovely ladies, their stories are so powerful. Um, I love the theme. I love the picture of our invitation, that we're on a generational mission. This group of people that I have been blessed beyond words to be on mission with is, we're all ages, all across we're across the decades, from the 20s, I think, into the 60s. We're in at least 4 different states. I love that I get to partner with people who are passionate about health and wellness and making a difference in the world, that we're all here to inspire healthy living in our community and, as you know, in globally. And so our first speaker tonight is Caitlin Cobb, who is a young mom of 4 under 7. Is that right, Caitlin?
4 under 6.
4 under 6. Oh, okay. We had a discussion about that. I have to tell you, Caitlin inspires me every single day. Just no matter what, even if she's telling some cute little story, it's and she never breaks a sweat. It's with grace and with kindness. I just love it. I just admire her so much. And then our second speaker is going to be Karen Farrell. And I've had the privilege to know Karen for 2 years now. And her story, her health recovery story, is going to blow your hair back. It is one that it actually brings me to tears. And so just the impact that she's having across the world and sharing her story and the impact that Juice Plus has had on her. And then our third speaker is Elaine Mason. She has been with the Juice Plus company sharing this mission for over 20 years. And I consider her one of the dearest people in the world to me. And I'm pretty sure to all of us. Actually, I told her, I said, I'm going to say that, she's the reason that each one of us are here, because none of us would have been here if she hadn't shared Juice Plus with us. So she's going to close us out tonight and share what Juice Plus is and what it does in our bodies and why we are all so passionate about sharing this incredible gift. So sit back and enjoy yourself. I know you're going to be inspired, and I can't wait to listen to all this with you. So Caitlin, take it away.
Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that so much. So like Brenda mentioned, I am a mom to 4 kiddos. They're ages 6 to 6 months. And I'm also a pastor's wife, and I homeschool my kids. So to say I live a busy life would be an understatement. I posted a picture the other day of me with all of my children in the bathroom while our toddler is potty training, because that's just how we do life. And there's literally barely time for me to eat. So to say it bluntly, there is very little time in the day for me to take care of myself. But that's such a huge difference from where I was as a college student, when I should have had all the time in the world to take care of myself and full of energy. But instead, I spent hours upon hours napping and in doctor's offices. As a college student, and even as a high schooler and middle schooler, I was constantly sick and medicated. I spent years on antibiotics for cystic acne that never really seemed to help, and whatever virus was going around, I caught. I missed the maximum number of school days every year due to illness. And things got really bad my freshman year of college when I had to receive IV fluids due to severe dehydration for norovirus and swine flu just within my first semester. In my second semester, more viruses came, and so did more dehydration. And whatever came on campus, I could count on catching. Until my last semester of college, I asked my mom to put me on Juice Plus, which you'll hear about in a little bit. See, my sister had seen incredible results with Juice Plus in her GI tract. After just a few months of taking Juice Plus, she was able to come off of all of her prescription medication and have a normal GI function, which was mind-blowing for her. She had a colonoscopy when she was just 16 years old. And my mom, who was a middle school teacher at the time, had noticed that she was getting sick less often after she started taking Juice Plus. And so the results that both my sister and my mom had seen was something I knew that I desperately needed as a struggling college student. So upon moving into my sorority house with 40 other girls, I began taking Juice Plus with absolutely no other changes to my steady diet of fast food. Shortly after moving in, the first virus went around our sorority house and I didn't catch it. Then another virus went around and I didn't catch that one either. And so I thought something might be up, but then the big one came at the end of the semester, and that was the flu. And I didn't catch it. And y'all, that was a miracle. I was shocked and genuinely mind blown because I literally caught everything all the time. And so I knew at that point it had to be Juice Plus because I hadn't done anything else. I was still eating horribly. And the only thing that I had changed was adding Juice Plus to my diet. And so I decided at that point that I needed to take Juice Plus for the rest of my life because I couldn't continue to live in doctor's offices and hospital rooms getting IV fluids because my body couldn't fight the viruses on their own. So since I started taking Juice Plus 8 years ago, my health has drastically changed. I am healthy. I've had a cold maybe 3 times. My skin is clear without antibiotics. I have energy galore, even as a busy mama, and I don't need naps upon 10, 15 hours of sleep like I did in college, and I'm able to care for other people other than just myself. So if you fast forward to my life now, my entire family takes Juice Plus. All of my kids, me, and my husband. I haven't missed a day in the last 8 years, and I used it as my prenatal support while pregnant and nursing all 4 of my kiddos. My kids very rarely get sick, and if they do, it's very mild and they kick it super quick, which I am just so thankful for. My husband's blood work, that was a straight disaster, y'all, before we got married, has been perfect since he started taking Juice Plus. When we got married, that man lived on corn dogs, fried burritos, and Texas barbecue brisket. And my husband's most recent blood work was gorgeous. And if you know my husband, you know that he does not pass up a chance to eat macaroni and cheese or any kind of barbecue. So with his blood work just being great, like I knew that we really needed Juice Plus. His blood work and his well-being is one of my biggest concerns because his family has a really bad and really scary history of heart disease. His paternal grandfather died in his 40s from a heart attack, and my husband's dad had 4 stents put in his heart in his 40s. So naturally, I watched my husband's blood work very closely and very carefully because he's the father to my kids. And to know that he is on a different path than his genetics would have you believe is such an incredible blessing and a weight lifted off of my shoulders. And so we make sure he takes his Juice Plus because we want him around for a really long time. Because me and my husband have seen so many benefits from Juice Plus, and because I knew we needed it for the rest of our lives, I partnered with the company as a way to offset our cost. Because as a young married at just 23 years old with a husband that had a lot of student loans, but knowing that Juice Plus was a non-negotiable for us, I had to find a way to fit it into our budget. But I really didn't understand the power behind having a Juice Plus franchise of my own. And I started noticing just how many people I talk to every day about their health. And if you haven't realized it, health nearly always comes up in conversation. And so I naturally just began telling people what we had experienced on Juice Plus, my drastic health changes and my husband's incredible blood work. And I felt guilty keeping that information to myself. And so after just sharing very, very briefly with friends and family, I was able to cover my cost. And as I kept sharing and my friends and family told their friends and family what they were experiencing, I began to grow a little team of health warriors who just couldn't keep the good news of the concentrated nutrition to themselves. And because of this extra income I was able to bring in, we were able to finish paying off my husband's student loans. And I left my job in corporate America to become a stay-at-home mom with a little bit of income in my pocket. Me and my team simply just kept telling people about the impact of concentrated nutrition through Juice Plus on our lives, and our outreach grew to a point where I was able to cover our rent after we left my husband's well-paying job and he became a full-time seminary student with 2 kids. I am now able to pay for our mortgage and help pay for my husband's PhD program, all while staying at home and homeschooling all of my kids. This mission of inspiring healthy living is truly so rewarding, y'all. I absolutely love that I'm able to stay home with my kids and be a fully present mama while building my family's health and our financial security. My paycheck is a direct reflection of the number of people our team has helped on their health journey, and it fits perfectly into my incredibly busy lifestyle. It's like God knew exactly what he was doing when he brought Juice Plus into my life 8 years ago. Because this life of health and time and financial freedom that he has so graciously given me is something that I never could have imagined from the doctor's offices and hospital rooms as a sick college student. Karen, I'm going to turn it over to you, and so we can be inspired by your story.
Okay. Gotta dry my eyes first here. My story is a health journey that started over 30 years ago, 31 to be exact, when I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I was told it wasn't degenerative, but I kept getting worse. Years later, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroid disease, and I continued to decline from there. I developed interstitial cystitis, irritable bowel, Raynaud's, Sjogren's, rheumatoid arthritis, and finally lupus in March of 2016. Symptomatically, I was exhausted, beyond exhausted. I couldn't lift my head up off the pillow. I napped most days. Activities stopped by 3 p.m. I was back in bed by 7 usually every day. I had extreme joint and muscle pain. It was like having a flu bug in your muscles and joints 24/7. I had migraines that felt like a knife coming out the top of my head. When I was in the sun, I would get nauseated and dizzy. I also had the telltale butterfly rash from lupus, but mine decided to blister and leak. I had scalp sores, nose sores, mouth sores, chest pains, abdominal issues. I had electric shocks in my face and in my arm. I had edema in my legs. Numbness in my arms, legs, hands, and feet. My fingers would turn white when I went out into the cold, and my feet would turn a purplish blue-black when I would step into a tub of water, and I didn't know if it was cold or hot water. I had back-to-back UTIs. Always was on an antibiotic, and I never slept a full night. And the list goes on and on, but those were the major ones. So I contacted my dear friend, Dr. Tran Tran, who's a rheumatologist, and she readily took me into her practice, and we began the process of trying to heal me. We started with one medication, didn't work, added another, didn't work, added another, didn't work, and all those had terrible side effects that could have caused terrible side effects. So we added a fourth, the big guns, and that was Benlysta, and it's a targeted chemo, and I was on infusions monthly for a year. They caused me to be sick in bed for a day. It took about 5 days to kick in. I had maybe a week and a half that was fairly decent, and then I went downhill from there until my next infusion. Then I switched to the subcutaneous shots of the same drug. Those were administered in my abdomen or my thigh. And again, I lost a day in bed because of them being sick. They hurt, they stung, they burned, they caused bruising and swelling. I also wasn't able to be around people or crowds because of a weakened immune system when I was on the Benlysta. And I have to say it did work somewhat, but you know what, 50% still an F. So I got depressed. You know, the phone stopped ringing. family and friends would assume I was resting, and 9 times out of 10, they'd be right. I just didn't have much of a life. And I remember vividly in early April of 2018, I cried to my husband. And I'm not a whiner generally, but I said, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I want my life to have meaning again. And I'm tired of being a financial burden. Well, from my mouth to God's ears, that very next day, Dr. Tran texted me and asked if I'd heard of a product called Juice Plus. I told her no, asked her what it was, and she just told me there was encapsulated fruits and vegetables that were vine ripened. And I said, you know what, I've got 8 issues. I'm not going to argue with you. Please order it for me. So she did. And 3 days after eating Juice Plus, I didn't take a nap. And I just thought that was very odd because I always napped, or usually napped. So let's fast forward 2 weeks. My husband and I were packing up our house and purging closets and so forth. And I was running around like the Energizer Bunny. And he said, what has gotten into you? And I said, it's the Juice Plus. And he said, well, keep taking it because it's working. And then I thought about it. My headaches were going away. My pain was dissipating. My swelling was going down. I actually felt brain fog lifting. And I could use my big girl words again. So it was good. So I reported this to Dr. Tran and asked her if we could go off the Benlysta at the end of 2018. That was in, 6 months, 7 months? And she said, sure. And I said, well, you know what? How about the end of the 4-month supply, the first shipment of my Juice Plus? And she said, sure, we can do that. And then she called me at about 3.5 weeks into eating Juice Plus and said, how are you feeling? And I said, every day something's getting better. And I said, and I've noticed my skin's getting thicker feeling and better looking, and my hair feels better. And she said, well, if you feel that good, go ahead and go off of it now. What? No safety net? But I took that leap of faith. That was in May of 2018, and I've never looked back. I haven't been on it since. And after 2.5 months, Dr. Tran did my lupus and vector panels, and for the first time, my numbers were in the normal range. 2 weeks after that, I went to my eye doctor, and he told me that my eyes had improved. Eyes don't improve at my age. They only go downhill. So I was kind of excited about that. Then 5 months in, I went to my regular dental visit, and my doctor told me for the first time that my gums hadn't bled. And I was just in shock. After 4 months, I added the Omega blends, and my health improved exponentially. And I'm proud to tell you that right now I am off 9 out of 10 medications. I still have to take thyroid function, but I've gotten rid of every other one. So Dr. Tran invited me to share this business, and I gently declined. And I told her I'd be happy to send her referrals. Then she asked again by adding, you know what, Karen, you've got such a great story to share with others. And I still declined. But after really thinking about it, I asked myself the question, what if Dr. Tran hadn't shared with me? Where would I be? When I answered that question honestly, the decision was easy. So I decided I'm going to work with a company that saved my life. And that's exactly what I do. I'm on a mission to be a vessel of change in the health of others. I don't take that lightly. It's a powerful gift. And I feel it's my moral obligation to share Juice Plus. Together with my team, one person at a time, we're making a difference in the health of those around us. I've been blessed in so many ways by this business. One, I've been given the miracle of my health back. I've also been given a purpose in sharing that same miracle and interacting with the most incredible individuals in this Juice Plus community. They're second to none. And the friendships that I've forged are just simply the best. And I've also been given the financial freedom from doctor bills, costly infusions, and expensive medications. I'm actually contributing financially rather than being a financial burden. Juice Plus is my miracle, and I hope it can be yours too. Elaine, over to you.
Wow. Thank you, Karen and Caitlin. I have goosebumps listening to both stories, and just the encouragement to know that, health, it doesn't matter what age we are. that's we have to have health to be able to really do anything else. And so when it's taken away, it's just hard to even imagine. And then to hear your story, Karen, and your story, Caitlin, just thank you for just being authentic and just sharing on your heart. And so we're going to take a few minutes now you heard the common denominator with what Brenda has said, and then Caitlin and Karen, and that is a whole food concentrate called Juice Plus. And I'm going to share my screen with you. And we're going to take a look at some slides. I love that saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So I love this picture and what it represents. Some of you may or may not have heard the term oxidative stress. Probably most of you have heard the term antioxidants, but to look at this picture, what you see with this apple on the left side, where it's aging, it's browning, it's beginning to rot. That is a clear example of what oxidation and oxidative stress looks like. The apple has been sliced in half, oxygen has hit it. But why on the left side is it looking aged and rotten, but on the right side, it looks pretty good? And if you look at those headings, the bad news, there is such a thing called oxidative stress, which causes aging and disease. And we're seeing that in this apple. The good news is there are antioxidants that are found in fruits and vegetables that protect the cells. And why that right side is looking so much better than the left side is because the lemon juice has been squirted on the right side. And what's in lemons? You got it, antioxidants. And so when our mamas told us to eat lots of fruits and vegetables, she really never told us why. But when you hear eat your fruits and vegetables, this right here clearly gives us a reason why we want fruits and vegetables in our diet every single day, and as many as we possibly can get. Both Karen and Caitlin talked about a whole food concentrate called Juice Plus. As Americans, we know we live in a very stressful world. We're fast-paced. There's disease everywhere. There's aging. We have so many things to pull our health down. And so 70% of Americans are trying to fill that gap with a multivitamin, a mineral, a supplement. But here's what we know and what research backs us is that at best, multivitamins aren't going to do harm. At worst, it can throw our systems out of balance. And why is that? Our bodies weren't intended to eat isolated supplements, man-made supplements. Our bodies were intended to eat whole food nutrition. In that apple alone, there's approximately 10,000 phytonutrients. I think to date, maybe we've discovered 150 vitamins and minerals, and I think maybe another 100 antioxidants. But so that's what, 1% of what we know is in a piece of fruit or a piece of a vegetable. Research shows that isolated vitamins actually may do more harm than good. And so why we're not seeing or hearing about stories that you heard from Karen and from Caitlin with multivitamins or supplements is because our body doesn't recognize food. Our body recognizes food, but not man-made supplements. And so that's why, I mean, if we're taking on a supplement that is isolated and man-made, at best, maybe our body's able to absorb 10 to 15%, whereas Juice Plus, what we know, our body can absorb 100% of it because it is food. So what is Juice Plus? Juice Plus is 30 raw fruits and berries. In addition, Karen mentioned our Omega Blend, which has just been out now for 2 years, which adds another 9 whole food, plant-based oils that are encapsulated, and it covers the omega spectrum. Juice Plus foods are harvested at the peak of ripeness so that the nutrition is intact. The produce is pulverized, not just juiced, so it gets the skin, the peel, the pulp. You know, I've heard it said that in an orange, the majority of the vitamin C is in the skin. And I don't know about you, but I don't typically eat the skin of an orange. Then those powders are dried, or that juice is, I guess they kind of call it more like a slurry, is dried and put in powder form at low temperatures so to preserve the nutrition. Then those plant powders are put in capsule or delicious gummy form. And then our full spectrum omegas use omega-rich algae, berries, and seeds instead of fish. So that worrying about, for many years I would like, do I take an omega? Do I not take an omega? There's the toxicity, but yet I know we need the omegas. I absolutely loved it when Juice Plus came on the scene in the omega form, because I was so ready to switch and not worry about the toxicity. Didn't anticipate the changes that would take place because of moving to a plant-based omega. So what makes Juice Plus unique? So Juice Plus is going to have a food label. Just like if you were to go to the store, pick up a bunch of broccoli, that same label is on the back of our Juice Plus bottles, because Juice Plus is food. It's NSF certified, which is the highest certification you could get. It's the one that our professional athletes and our Olympians need. That's the certification that's on Juice Plus. It's the most researched name brand nutritional product in the world. Thousands of medical professionals recommend Juice Plus because of it's been researched, as well as the fact that it is food and not a supplement. So they don't have to worry. You know, Caitlin talked about going through pregnancies, taking Juice Plus. If a pregnant woman can take Juice Plus, we're good to go. You don't have anything to worry about. It's the largest selling nutritional product of its kind. And my favorite, it's free for kids, teens, and college students through our Healthy Starts for Family program. I don't know of another product out there that gives away the product. That's how much we believe in our product. Let's see, I'm losing where I am here. The research behind Juice Plus is nothing can hold a candle to it. We have what's called our gold standard research. So what is gold standard research? It's randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled, tested on the product itself. This is what I hear a lot of times. A product will say, oh, we have research. And when I look at that research, it's what's called structure function. Maybe there's an ingredient in their product that's been researched, so they take that research and claim it on this product. That is not how Juice Plus works. We realize and know that if you're gonna say a product is researched, that actual product needs research. And that's what we can say. It's tested on the product itself. It's tested on humans in clinical trials. And not only is there research, but the research is so significant, it's published in peer-reviewed medical journals. And then lastly, all of this is done on an ethical, in an ethical way. So what does this research tell us? That it contributes to our cardiovascular wellness, #1 killer in America today. It supports our healthy inflammatory response. You know, disease, you can trace disease back to inflammation and oxidation. And the exciting thing is, Juice Plus has had research done on both inflammation and oxidation. It supports quality of life. It supports healthy cholesterol, supports healthy lung function, skin, gums. Oh my goodness, supports our immune system. We need our immune systems in tip-top shape today, for sure. It helps us to maintain a healthy DNA. Our DNA changes over every year, and it only changes for the better or the worse based on our lifestyle and what we're putting in our body. It reduces oxidative stress, as we talked about earlier. And then lastly, we know it's absorbed by the body. I absolutely respect and admire Dr. Richard Du Bois. He is renowned. He's the reason our family started taking Juice Plus. I trusted him and knew he was chief of internal medicine at Atlanta Medical at the time. And so what Dr. Du Bois says, there's nothing else available any place in the world, with or without a prescription, that's been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus has been proven to do. So speaking of research, Juice Plus has what's called our Family Health Study Program, where children can get Juice Plus for free with an accompanying adult. And take a look at this real world research that's been done on the children. I think the last I heard, it's something like 2.5 million people have gone through this program. So we've got a lot of research to take a look at. Kids were missing fewer days of school because they were on Juice Plus. They were taking fewer over-the-counter and or prescription drugs. They're drinking more water, visiting the doctor less, consuming less fast food, and eating more fruits and vegetables. I'm here to tell you, when my kids got on Juice Plus, this was huge. Knowing what was taking place in my children's bodies, this is exactly, as parents, what we want. And the peace of mind that Juice Plus brought to me as a mom. And at that time, I had a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old when we started taking Juice Plus. So you've heard some pretty incredible stories by Karen and by Caitlin. And another time, another day, I would love for you to hear Brenda's story as well. Her story is just as powerful. We're all here because of the impact, our search to make a difference in our families' lives, in our own lives when it came to our health. And then because of the significant changes we've experienced, we couldn't contain ourselves. And I remember even before I started taking Juice Plus, when someone shared to me what it was, and we were trying as a family to juice, and if we got a grade, I'm back to you, Karen, what you're saying, we would have gotten an F on our juicing ability because we were horrible at it. We knew it's what we needed, but we sure wasn't any good at being consistent taking it. And I remember when a dear friend, Judy Blue, shared with me this amazing whole food concentrate called Juice Plus. I was like, oh my gosh, does this mean we're not fighting over who has to go in and do all the juicing and the cleaning up just to get the nutrition? I remember setting the cups down at the table, the green glasses of juice in front of my kids, 1 and 3, and looking at me like, are you kidding me, Mommy? So this was huge, and we jumped right in and said, yes, we definitely wanted Juice Plus. But when I started taking Juice Plus, suddenly I started telling everyone I knew about it because it's too good to hold back. You may be sitting there and hearing this and saying, okay, hopefully everybody on this call is like, give me Juice Plus and how quick can I get it? But I bet you're thinking about the people in your life beyond your immediate family that you would love to share as well. And if you're like me and names are popping in your head right now, we invite you to join us to be a partner. There's no minimums, there's no requirements. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. What we do is just share from our heart. And I think you heard that really clearly from Caitlin and Karen. And another way you could join us, and we're inviting you to any or all of these. You may be sitting there, this has been a rough year for all of us. But maybe you're in a position right now that you would love to have something meaningful that you could be passionate about, that you can share from the heart, which I know you heard tonight, and to earn extra income. I know personally, for me, I just quit my job and I was at home thinking, gosh, I wanted so desperately to pour my time into, but I also wanted to be home with my kids like Caitlin. And the idea of being able to carry on my life, taking care of my family and earning income that significantly impacted the bottom line was huge for me. And so I jumped in after about 6 months on Juice Plus, and I partnered with the most amazing company. And just like our product is unique, the business behind this amazing product is just as unique. $52 a year to be a partner with this company. You can work anywhere. It's a small focused product line. When you got something great, you don't need a whole lot more. It's a consumable product, no inventory, low overhead. We have our business websites and support. And once you reach a certain commission, you never go back. I've had people who life kind of took over. They had to walk away from the Juice Plus company, still took the product, but came back years later and said, okay, I'm ready to go again. They stepped right back in where they left. That's the kind of company that we get to partner with. They have an amazing benefits package. When you hit our national marketing director level, you receive a benefits package that compares, I mean, it's amazing. Medical, dental, vision, life insurance, disability insurance, chiropractic care. One of my favorites, the family tuition reimbursement. I just had 2 daughters go through college, one out of state. And so every time I'd go to my mailbox to pick up that reimbursement check for their tuition, I don't know, it was a big deal to me. And a monthly expense allowance, knowing that to build a business, we have to invest back into it, and Juice Plus partners with that way with us. So Juice Plus, the business behind this amazing product, is a brand name product. Most people have heard of it, may not know exactly what it is. It's tried and proven system. You can step right in. You build a network of people who love Juice Plus. I have customers that have been customers for 15, 20 years now. It's a home-based business, so it gives you flexibility. It's a consumer-to-consumer product. You have websites, social channels, texting, just an incredible infrastructure that supports you every step of the way. And most of all, the community of people that we partner with, I can't imagine doing life without them. And that to me is probably the priceless piece of all that we've shared with you, is the people that we have the privilege to work with. So tonight, I just want to invite you to join us. Join us. 1, make sure you add Juice Plus to your diet. 2, maybe you just want to share it with a few people, or maybe you want to roll up your sleeves and, as Caitlin said, be those health warriors that we are, out there sharing with people the amazing product that we've been gifted. So whatever level that interests you, we invite you to jump in. We share this as we do live. We may share on social media, but I think the key is, in like Brenda being a teacher, is just educating people about whole food nutrition, Juice Plus. And I loved what Caitlin said, and I'm going to end it with that. You know, the amount of your Juice Plus earnings is a direct reflection of the number of people you're helping. 20 years in, I still get up every morning and I can't wait. I don't even say to go to work. I can't wait to get in here in this office and start talking to people. And I have to pinch myself. I get paid to talk to people. Gosh, nothing I love to do anymore. So we invite you to join us. Please get back with the person who invited you on this call and ask any questions that you may have. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. We appreciate your time so much. Thank you. And if anyone has any questions and wants to hang around, please unmute yourself and feel free to ask. All right. Thanks you guys so much for joining us this evening. Yes. We appreciate your time.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen and Caitlin. That was awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.